Hey, y'all. I don't know how I actually had signal up here where I'm at. No, when I had ended the first live, I did not realize that it was pouring rain outside. However, when it's raining, a lot of times the squirrels will just come down and stay on the ground running around. So I figured I'd sit for a little bit since I went ahead and ended that first live. So here I am. Usually down low on this hill, I never have signal, but I do right here. That's a surprise. Yeah, Raquel, I certainly hope you get to feeling better because having the flu is no fun. Yeah. Hopefully it's more of one of those 12-hour kind of flus rather than a 24-hour flu. Yeah. 101. Dag, huh? Watch out for the yowies. Good morning, Susie. Hope you're doing good. Sitting out in the rain watching for the squirrels. I did not realize it was raining when I got off the live earlier. Uh, However, the squirrels will still run in the rain. They come out of the nest to get down on the ground, and they stay on the ground uh, versus run along through them wet limbs. It's morning here, so yes, Susie, glad to have you on here this morning. Just out doing a little squirrel hunting. It's early squirrel season here in Kentucky. Some advice on what there, NPR? They get away safely? Well, so far I'm not seeing any. I'm actually surprised where I'm at in this woods that I even have signal to do a live. Usually I don't get signal out here until I'm clear up on top of the hill. So I'll take it. This is about the driest spot that I can sit down in this part of the woods. So, seeing how I've got signal, I'll just stay right here and keep watching. Motivational stuff? Well, the best motivation that anybody can have is get on board with Jesus. lot of people don't even entertain the thought. However, if you get yourself a Bible and you read, especially the New Testament, because that is the covenant we live under now, I still recommend read the whole thing. But if you read the New Testament, you will see the goodness that if you obey what it says, you can tell the goodness that comes from it. Buster, good morning. Snipe hunting? Nope. Squirrel hunting. What does squirrel taste like? I guess the best way I can describe it, it's got its own taste. I guess if you could imagine a cross between chicken and pork, might be about the only way I know how to describe it, because it's got its own taste. Morning, Buster. Somewhat like chicken. Somewhat. Yeah, now rabbit, there you go. Now rabbit, I like rabbit better because rabbit always cooks more tender. Squirrel, you got to be careful. Low and slow on the heat, or a crock pot of squirrel. Because squirrel is a little tough. If you cook it wrong, it doesn't take nothing. And it's just tough and you can't enjoy it. Now rabbit, much more tender. In fact, that rabbit I shot last year, I shot right down here, right below me. Yeah, rabbit's good. I'm in Kentucky. It's raining, and I don't usually see a bunch of squirrels in the rain, but they will run along the ground and they'll stay pretty low. I don't have a whole lot of hope in it with as hard as it is raining, but you just never know. You definitely ain't gonna kill a squirrel if you're sitting on the couch. Or in the recliner. Should it rain? Yeah, we went quite a few times this year up here in long droughts. But here in the past week and a half, we've had so much rain. The lowlands are flooded like crazy. It's been a massive amount of rain we've had. We've had a whole lot of drought this year. Not like normal. Usually we stay having quite a bit of rain frequently. I wouldn't ever kill a squirrel. Well, that's okay. I don't want to kill anything. You don't have to kill anything. You kill one in a minute? Well, there you go. Hey, it's good eating. Squirrel is a little harder than some of the other animals to clean. They've actually got some pretty tough skin, especially the fox squirrel. Fox squirrels are really tough. You gotta watch closely, because if you see the movement in the tree, you gotta pay attention. But that rain's hitting so many leaves on the way down, it'll mess you up. Let's see. Raquel, you get feeling better. You might ought to find out what the date is of squirrel season where you live. You might have to get you a squirrel license, figure out all the laws that apply in your state, and get out there, find some public hunting land close to you. If there is any, hopefully there would be. You may have to give it a try. Yeah, they are. And so are the chickens that get processed for the chicken that we eat out of the stores, and the pork, and the beef, the cattle, all that stuff. They are sons and daughters. Yep. It's not a bad idea for you, Raquel. I'm watching two lanes here. One lane that goes up to the top of the hill and the other lane that stays down low. I could see them running across if they go across. Here, I've got to set this down for a minute. I've got to move. My leg's going numb. Probably won't stay out a whole lot longer. I've got to give it a good chance though. Yeah, they will do a little damage. That's for sure. watch them close up the hill because there's a big hickory tree right up there that they love eating out of. So that would be the prime spot for a squirrel to be hanging out around. You're just fine, Sierra. I know not everybody can do it. That's why you got guys like me that can do it. We'll take care of it, and you guys just enjoy them in a different way. Hey, that's all right. And hey, we feed the birds at the house. We watch birds. We've got hummingbirds coming around now. Heather's all about that. We enjoy the animals. I've got a bunch of rabbits down by the house. Bunch of them. Which, if they come in front of me hunting season, yeah, they'll be gone, but Florida, you'd make a killing. Yeah, I'm sure. Get some more here. Sometimes when it rains, sometimes the squirrels just stay in until the rain is over. Sometimes they don't get down. Because we're loaded with squirrel around here. But it does not look like it's the morning for squirrel. Usually by now in this spot, I would have seen squirrels moving through. Yeah, there's a lot that you can get out of hunting and fishing. It produces a lot of food if you get out there. We've gotten quite a bit of fish this year. That's pretty cool, Sierra. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I guess depending on your state laws, that is. States, they get their hands in on all kinds of stuff. I hope I don't, Raquel. I'm probably not going to sit here a whole lot longer. I couldn't believe I had signal. I wasn't even going to try it live. I was just going to try to catch some video footage if I seen one. But as I sat here and I started messing with the phone, I seen how good a signal it was showing me. I said, now wait a minute. This thing never gets that kind of signal down here. I still enjoy being out, listening to the birds, just peaceful. A lot of times when I come out here hunting, I don't even bring a phone for anything. I just come out. Good morning, John. You guy any just lay out in the grass. Yeah, there you go. Well, I come out to do some squirrel hunting this morning. It's raining pretty good. A lot of times the squirrel will still come out and just stay on the ground, but sometimes they just don't come out while it's raining. And I believe that's the kind of morning we have now. Nope. But I've got my Stoeger. Ready for any squirrel that comes by. BBs. I'm gonna get my vegetables, yeah. Well, hey, maybe you'll have to just practice. Maybe get you a scope on that BB gun, and then you can watch enough videos to see how to sight a scope in. YouTube has them. So, you might be able to get yourself lined out. You want to buy a 9mm? That'll be good for defense. Nope, it's a 12 gauge. Gotta just about have 12 gauge to reach up into the tops of these tall trees to knock a squirrel out. Okay. Some rain hit them leaves up there and caused just the right movement. I thought I was seeing something. You okay with handguns? Yeah, that's good to have one. Got to protect yourself. It's morning time here, John. It's in the morning. Slightly in the city, yeah. That can be dangerous. What would you choose? Because it'll reach out and get them. There's been many a times a 410 or a 20 gauge, them squirrel way up, either way up the hill on the ground or way up in a tree. 20 gauge just ain't got enough to get to them. Got to have a 12 gauge. Now for a close shot, yeah, 12 gauge might be a bit much, but I don't get too many close shots. A lot of times I just use a 22 rifle. .22 rifle does pretty good. I usually like using the 22 late season. Early season with all the leaves on the trees, I like using the 12 gauge better this time of year. I believe so, Sarah. I'm not sure exactly. I've heard that statement only once before in my life. I don't know exactly what it means, but I think from the little definition I heard about it, I think so. Although that is only because of the state Senate, House, and Supreme Court of Kentucky has kept that. If it was up to the governor we have in Kentucky, we might have lost that. But because we've kept such a strong Supreme House of Representatives, Supreme Court, and Senate for the state, that's the only reason Kentucky has stayed so strong and so solid with things. And unfortunately, because of that, people think that our governor is doing a phenomenal job. It is not him. It, he's done a couple okay things, but because they keep everything he wants to do pretty much shut down, that's the only thing keeping our state in good shape. Because our governor, he's, I don't know, he's not one that I would have ever voted for. Which, in fact, I did not vote for. Yeah, yeah, we have that. I'm not, I'm not as confident in it here in Kentucky as I was when I lived in Indiana. Indiana, you can have more confidence in that. Indiana's a pretty solid state, but Kentucky is always at the brink of just weak governorship or any kind of leadership. If you need to use it, record everything beforehand. Well, if you can, yeah, yeah. Kentucky government is a joke. I hate these politicians on the local level. Well, the local level is, I mean, that's just depends on your county. Most of the counties seem to be kind of lacking in Kentucky. Some are okay, but by and large, no. Tell the police I don't answer questions. I need my lawyer. There you go. Well, yeah. Carter County. I got you. I don't know anything about Carter County. I don't even know how close that is to Carroll County here, but I know Carroll County has had many question marks about it. I just know it was a very noticeable difference moving from Indiana to over here of how weak the laws are over here. And they did have a governor for a short while. He made a lot of people mad by a couple of statements he made, but he was actually doing some very good things for the state. Uh, really, really surprised he lost because I watched on the news that day and the entire state was just about red. The entire state of Kentucky was just about completely red, and he still lost to Beshear. After we had Steve Beshear, that people, as far as what I could tell, he was not very popular with a lot of people. And then we bring his son in. Good grief. Local police featured on the civil rights a few weeks ago. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even watch the news anymore. Now, once it comes closer to for time to vote, yeah, I'll pay attention for that so that way I can, get a little gist of things before we vote. But the more you talk, the more they build a case against you. That's okay. God is the one I serve, not them. That is just fine. Robin Webb. I don't know who Robin Webb is, but uh, I hope all goes well with them. Now, the Kentucky, like I said, the state Senate, Supreme Court, and the House of Representatives there, they, as far as I know, they are all on the better side of things. And that's why the entire time Bashir has been in office, he hasn't been able to accomplish much in the manner that he wanted to. He's a rhino. Very possible. State rep, okay, I got you. I keep my life rolling with God. I stick to the Bible, apply that to everyday life the best I can. I still hope that Bashir makes good decisions. I want him to do well because it affects all of us. Uh, Now, I don't know everything that he has tried to do, so maybe there's other things. I know Bashir, when that tornado in western Kentucky happened and it destroyed a factory and some houses, the people that died. I do like Bashir put in place to pay for the funerals, and he made sure it was on paper that the funeral homes were not to charge any extra cost to the family of those that were killed at all. I'm all in for that. I have nothing against that. That was a very good call by Bashir. A very good one. I'll give credit where credit's due. Yeah, sometimes you'll have those rhinos out there. Well, y'all, I don't believe I'm going to see any squirrel. Maybe later today I'll get a chance to get out here. We'll see. I've got to finish this little chicken coop I've been working on. And hopefully them chicks will be able to live and thrive. All right. Well, you all, I'm thankful for you guys being on here. I'm going to jump off and head back down to the house. God bless you all, and hopefully we'll see you again. Well, if the Lord is willing, we'll have plenty of more opportunity for that at some point. It just doesn't appear it's going to be right now. All right. You all take care. God bless you, and hey, you ladies, get out there and find some women and preach the gospel. Men, if any of you are on there, you do the same. Get out there and preach the gospel, y'all. Hey, you have a good one too. Take care.